I think we are live. I think we are live, folks. Welcome to a relatively quiet Shibuya. Hello from Portugal. We are live. Yay! Great. Good to see that things manages to start out as they should as well. So yeah, it's been a while since I did a stream here in Shibuya, I think. Or actually today I'm planning to do a longish walk from Shibuya through Harajuku and then Shinjuku. Kind of like the Tokyo All-Star route. It's been a while, and yeah, I have a bit of time today, so I hope this will be a good one. This is what Shibuya looks like right now, for those of you who are interested. The Tokyo department store is actually being demolished right now, so it's closed for business. We can't enter, and there's construction workers in there preparing for the demolition, so that's an era coming to an end. Oh, now we have a green light here. Yeah, it's quiet, but that's kind of common for Shibuya at this time. After all, it's just 11 o'clock in the morning, so not so many people out and about around here at this hour usually. Gloomy morning. Yeah, the weather is kind of so-so today. It's a bit gray today. Little bit of blue in the sky, but yeah. But it's not awful. Now the sun actually came out a little bit, so yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Any karaoke for today? No, I don't think so. I only do karaoke when I'm extremely drunk, and I'm very rarely extremely drunk these days. Some Dragon Quest commercial on Shibuya 109. Interesting. Oh, thank you, Vigilant. Thank you so much for the super chat. Are you going out to eat? No, I'm not planning to eat on this stream, but who knows? I mean, I do need to eat lunch in a couple of hours, so it's not impossible, but it's not really something I have planned for in this stream. As always, those of you who are familiar to my channel, or if you're new, if you're fond of these kind of videos, please make sure to click the like button. That helps the YouTube algorithm to show this video to more people, so that's always highly appreciated. Shibuya is usually pretty quiet at this time. Like before lunch, there's not so much people here, but of course the fact that the pandemic is going on isn't really bringing more people here, but yeah. So let's head up here. This is Dogenzaka, one of the main streets here in Shibuya. Do Japanese people miss foreigners, or are they enjoying touristless Japan? Asks someone in the chat. I guess it really depends on who you ask, but a lot of people in this country are in one way or another dependent on tourists for their income, so those people definitely miss the tourists, I'm sure, but for the rest, I'm not sure. Like even I, who used to be pretty tourist dependent before the pandemic, I kind of enjoy the fact that there's far less people, especially in certain areas. Like all these busloads of tourists could be a little bit annoying sometimes. But then again, like when I think about, you know, the financial consequences and also all the human suffering that it leads to, is then of course I do miss the good old days. I do miss the good old days from time to time as well. So it's difficult. I think a lot of people have this kind of complicated feelings about it. And yes, someone says I wear black shoes and white pants. That's 50% correct. One part of that statement is correct. The other part of that statement is incorrect. Wow, already almost 200 people tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. If anyone in the chat has any specific spot that you would like to see, feel free to let me know. Yeah. そうですね。まず原宿、まずちょっと渋谷にブラブラして、その後は原宿方面行って、あとそこから新宿まで行くと思います。今はまあ全然違う方向に行ってるんですけど。So yeah, I will not continue this direction because this is actually towards Daikanyama if I go this way. So I will not do that. Just wanted to head up this street a little bit. Donkey. Yeah, I will pass a donkey soon. As you know, I'm not really into shooting inside of shops. So I will not go inside, but at least there's a big donkey down here that I will pass. And as always, I prefer to keep like COVID talk down to a minimum in my streams because there's just so much COVID everywhere else. And I know a lot of people are quite exhausted about hearing about that. So for COVID questions, etc., please, it's better to consult Google about those things. Go to Viron and get the best French sandwich. Oh, that's the bakery cafe down here, right? I don't think I've ever been there actually. But let's see a walk in Daikanyama next time. Yeah, it's been a while since my last visit to Daikanyama actually. So who knows? How long is this video going to be? Someone asks. I don't know. My guess would be around 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours ish. Something like that. What's today's phone? Yeah, so I'm using the Samsung S21 Ultra today, and I'm using Streamlabs for the stream, and I paid for the licensing again. So I think that's the most, using Android is in general more stable for streaming from my experience. So I think I will settle for this, and I like the fact that I have this wide angle, ultra wide angle lens. So yeah, here you have Don Quixote. Someone asked about Don Quixote. So down there is Shibuya Station. That's where I started. Over here is Bunkamura. Also, let me know how the sound is today. I'm using my DIY windshield, so hopefully that will keep the worst wind noise out of the stream. But at the same time, I hope it won't block too much of my voice, so that you can hear me well. Here we get reflection reveal. And no, I don't speak Spanish, sorry. Sound is loud and clear. Great. So yeah, Don Quixote here. I'm not going inside, but I'm sure there's lots of other YouTubers who do that. Reflection reveal. Hi Michael! Welcome to the stream today. Total lunar eclipse, is it? I did not know that. I saw some posts about lunar eclipse, but I didn't know if it was actually visible here from Japan. And someone's asking about the weather, so of course, let's weather. It is 24 degrees, mostly cloudy. Mostly cloudy. So this week looks pretty decent in terms of weather actually. And also so windy. And also I really need a haircut, as you might be seeing in this in the reflections. So there's actually, I have this hairdresser that I go to all the time, but I haven't seen him. Like, he's not there. I pass his store almost daily, but he's not been there for a long time. So I'm a little bit worried. He's an older man, so I'm a bit worried if something has happened to him, or what's going on. Let's see if we can head down center, guys. Usually this street, they tend to play like J-pop and other copyrighted music, so I prefer to avoid it. But now it sounds pretty quiet. Maybe at this time of the day they don't play any music. So yeah, I definitely need a haircut. We'll see when it happens, when I can get one. Thank you, Warren from Toronto. Thank you so much for the super chat. Little lamb spotting. Were there more English signs versus a year or two ago for Olympics? Maybe, not sure. Wow, that's a nice umbrella and dress, very summery look. I don't know, like some places, yeah, I think in certain stations and certain areas they really put some effort into making it more Olympics friendly, but same time, I don't know. Around here in Shibuya, I'm not sure. It was already kind of quite international, I think. I think I'll head up my usual route. I'll head up Spain Zaka, which is the narrow little street over here. What's Labi Shibuya? Labi is a pretty mediocre home electronics store. Kind of like Yodobashi and Big Camera, but much worse in my opinion. Do you go to a normal Japanese barber or a Western one? Yes, a normal Japanese one. Normal Japanese one. It's always a struggle. Like whenever I try a new hairdresser, it's like 50-50 risk that they are completely clueless on how to deal with my hair, and I end up with a pretty awful look. That happens every once in a while. So whenever I find a good one, I tend to stick with them. And now I have a good one very close to where I live. But yeah, I haven't seen him for a while. I go to QB House. Yeah, no, I usually have bad experience with those. My hair, so I have very curly hair, and that's something that most Japanese hairdressers seem kind of unfamiliar with. So it's always a bit of a struggle. Thank you, Hard Rich. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you, thank you. Wait, I'm a little bit lost. Ah, Spain Saka is down here, yeah. Yeah, QB House always have like, you know, different people. You don't know who you will get. So I prefer to have like a more personal hairdresser. Here we go. Here's Spain Saka. You know Norman from Tokyo Lens? Yeah, I do know that channel. I didn't know that he launched a new one. Maybe inspired by me, who knows? He seems like an interesting guy. I'll check out his new channel. Beer time? No, I haven't had lunch yet. It's still before noon here, so I won't have beer before lunch. That's one of my rules to prevent me from becoming an alcoholic. Oh, thank you, Blake Anneberg. That sounds like a Swedish last name. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, Tokyo Paul, your channel got the community tab. Nice, congratulations. Any Swedish restaurant in Shibuya? No, I know two Swedish restaurants. One is in Roppongi, it's called Lilla Dalarna, and the other one is in Akasaka, it's called Stockholm. I've been to both and I was disappointed by both. そうですね、そこさっきの坂、スペイン坂でした。Yeah, Parco, they renovated this place. I guess it's like 2 years ago now. Turned out pretty interesting. I kind of like it. There's a big Nintendo store in here actually. I think I heard that it's like the only Nintendo store, like official Nintendo store in Japan or in the world. I don't remember. But yeah, again, it's an early hour. The stores just opened like less than an hour ago, so basically mornings are pretty quiet in Tokyo everywhere. It's after lunch in the afternoon. That's when you see more people out and about. So again, someone asked me to shoot inside the Nintendo store, but yeah, I don't shoot inside shops generally because you do need permission to do so. Most YouTubers, or a lot of YouTubers, don't care at all, but yeah, I care and I'm careful, so. Can you speak Japanese a little bit? Again, read the FAQ, those of you who are new to the channel, because I always get the same questions. Do you live in Japan? Do you work in Japan? Where are you from? Do you speak Japanese? So I answered all of those questions in a FAQ, which you will find in the video description. So please have a look there. And then if you have any follow-up questions that are not answered in the FAQ, you are more than welcome to let me know. But it's not so interesting for my regular viewers if it's, you know, if I always have to answer the same questions in every stream. Excelsior Cafe, yeah. I kind of like Excelsior. Of all the crappy, cheap chains, I think Excelsior is my favorite cheap Japanese cafe chain. Again, some people ask about COVID. Please look that up in the news, because I prefer to keep my streams as free as possible from COVID talk. People are just exhausted about it, and so am I. So prefer to to the degree that it's possible, I prefer to avoid talking about it. Let's head down this way. I feel like I always take the same route whenever I come to Shibuya. I guess I'm a, habit. What do you say? Like I stick to my habits. I think he is Japanese by marriage. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I am married to a Japanese, yes, but I am not Japanese. Do you think it will be difficult to move back to Sweden? In some ways, yes. In some ways, yes. Because I'm so used to life here and all the conveniences of living in a big city. But at the same time, I like to challenge myself. So I'm also excited about moving. I don't know if I will move to Sweden or Scandinavia, somewhere else in Scandinavia or somewhere else in Europe, but most likely it will be Sweden, yes. So my real name, I prefer to keep it off YouTube. Those of you who are in my Patreon probably know my name, but I appreciate if you keep it away from the public view here on YouTube, just so I can retain a little bit of privacy. Thank you. Takashi-san, arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sorry, a lot of questions in the chat now. Someone wanted to see the Disney store. Yeah, it's here. This is a Disney store back here. But I've actually never been inside because I don't like Disney. Especially I don't like how it's commercialized to death here in Japan. Actually, when I was younger, I did like Disney quite a lot, but I don't know, here in Japan it's just, I don't know, it's like capitalism on another level when it comes to Disney, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like that. Anything new in Shibuya? I don't know. I mean, the newest big thing is Miyashita Koen, which you see over there, which I've been to a couple of times in my streams. And it's been open for well over a year now, so I don't think it qualifies as new anymore. Or maybe about a year. It opened last summer, maybe. But yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I haven't been to Shibuya that much recently. Stream is smooth, great. Yeah, I hope it is. Now that I switch back to Streamlabs, which generally seems more stable, I hope we will have a good stream today. I've never ever been to Disney amusement park actually. No Disneyland, no Disney Sea, never been. Again, not interested. What's your favorite American company in Japan? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Do I have any favorite American company? I honestly don't know what to answer. Are you using a special camera? No, I'm using my phone. Let's see. You like Ghibli? Yeah, I do like Ghibli, especially when I was younger. These days I don't really watch any anime, but I do tend to try to watch whenever there's a new Ghibli movie coming out, I try to watch it. So, and yeah, Ghibli meant a lot to me when I was younger. They were like one of the reasons why I got interested in Japan in the first place. So I do have a bit of a special feeling for Ghibli, even though I can't say I care too much about it these days. But yeah, if there's any anime I care about, it would be Ghibli. What's your favorite Ghibli movie? Difficult. I have many. I mean, Totoro is very special to me because that was the first one I watched and the first movie that got me kind of curious about anime, together with Akira, which are very different ends of the spectrum, Akira and Totoro. But yeah, so I do have a special soft spot for Totoro. I mean, who doesn't, right? But I think I also really like Porco Rosso, which is one of the, in my opinion, quite underrated Ghibli movies. But the reason why I like that one so much is because of the environments. It reminds me of Italy, which is a country that I also have a very soft spot for. So I do like that one. Then of course Spirited Away is also pretty important. Meant a lot to me when I watched it when it came out. As for the newer stuff, I can't say I've cared too much about it. I mean, I do. Oh shit! I just crossed the red light accidentally. That was not on purpose at all. I guess I got a little bit too distracted talking about Ghibli. You buy your groceries? Yes, I buy groceries, but again, I generally don't shoot inside stores because you need permission to do that. So yeah, if I've ever been in a real traditional Japanese house, yes, you mean a kominka, right? I've been a couple of times. It's interesting. I wouldn't want to live in one myself, but they sure are interesting and beautiful and have a certain charm, but they're also not very comfortable in terms of temperature and so on, especially during the colder months. But yeah, I've been several times. Just a moment, folks. I'm gonna just take a little break here and check the chat. Oh, thank you, Billman Warren. Thank you so much. そうですね、京代々木公園は行かないですね。あの辺ちょっと電波がまあまあだから。Favorite Swedish dish that non-Swedes should try? I don't know. I'm not too fond of Swedish food, to be honest. Like, I mentioned this several times on my streams, but like traditional Swedish food is quite boring. It's very much like potatoes and meat. Sweden used to be a pretty poor country, and it also has a relatively harsh climate, so the growing season is kind of limited, and it's a lot of like root vegetables and yeah, meat and fish, but nothing that really that I like that much, to be honest. These days, modern Sweden is very kind of internationalized when it comes to food. So we have more restaurants in Sweden serving like kebab and pizza and Chinese and Thai than restaurants serving actually Swedish food. Yeah, I hope I won't get hit by a car when I stream. But that mistake I just made me realize that I need to be more careful, especially when walking on busier areas. Someone asked what this area is. So we're now between Shibuya and Harajuku. This street over here is called Cat Street, and it's one of the kind of well-known side streets in the Harajuku Omotesando area. This little part that I pass now is kind of the boring part. It gets more interesting once we get a few more blocks down here. How come so many good soccer players from Malmö? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because it's a bit boring there, so you have nothing else to do than to focus on your hobbies. Just kidding, but I don't know. I don't know. Does Cat Street have lots of cat cafes on it? No, I don't think so. I don't even know if there's a single one. Okay, Colin, thanks for stopping by.そうですね、平日の午前中はあんまり混んでないですね。渋谷も原宿もそうですね。Vi uppskattar en flerspråkig YouTuber som du. Tack så mycket. Tack så mycket. Yeah, I don't think there's any cat cafes on Cat Street. I don't think I've ever seen one. I think there's one close to Harajuku Station. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really care much for cat cafes. Oh, this looks like a nice little side street, back alley. Not sure if I've been here. Natural gourmet store. Nice. It's so weird to think about that. Yeah, some people live here and like they have their house here next to, you know, super busy Cat Street and Omotesando. Many of these houses look pretty worn down. Like the land that these houses are on is worth a fortune. It just blows my mind. That's why people, if they have this, if they have a house here, then why don't they cash in on that money and at least renovate it and make it a little bit more comfortable? But yeah, just, you know, 1 block away, it's like this super busy commercial street with like insane rents. No, I don't mean to be homeless, but more like, you know, if you have a very valuable asset, you can, you know, take out a loan on it and renovate your house at least. Or, yeah, I don't know. It just looks so out of place that it's like such an expensive area, but some of the houses looks like really cheap. How much a month? Like 2K? You mean like what, house here? I don't know, like, you know, just the land is probably, I don't know, like at least $1 million for a small house, for the land only. So the land is worth like at least 10 times more than the house. Usually houses are pretty worthless here in Japan, actually. It's the land that has the value. Most of the small houses are very cheap and don't have any long-lasting value. Yeah, easily $1 million for a plot of land. Probably more, maybe twice. So that's why it's so weird to see, you know, these very cheap looking houses. I think the people living here, in most cases, they've owned the land in generations. I don't think you buy the land for that kind of money. If you can afford that kind of money for the land, you can also afford to pay for a nice house. But yeah, like this house here, I don't know, I think this land can be worth like $2 million US. I'm just guessing here, but knowing what I know about land prices in the Tokyo area, it's, yeah, it's kind of weird to see. Is this a new coffee shop? I don't think I've seen this before. Should I do this? Hi. Okay, good. Whoops. Yeah, let's see if we will get a copyright alert for that music. These streets, there's always new shops popping up every other day, so I can't, and I don't really come that often. Let's see if they have any good coffee. So, and also, yeah, let's see how many viewers we lose during my little coffee break. 421 people right now, according to my data. SLO722. I see, that's interesting. A lot of them want to sell, but many owners have unrealistic expectations. And yeah, inheritance tax is very high in Japan, that's true. And thank you, Vigilant. Thank you so much. And thank you also, Gman34. Thank you. Wow, you're very generous today. Thank you. So someone said I had white pants. Let's do a color reveal. They're pink. They're pink. I'm a pink guy. I like pink.ね、竹下通り has many。はい、はい、ありがとうございます。はい、ありがとうございます。コ coffee looks legit. Let me tell you how it tastes. Are you Japanese? No. If you read the FAQ in the video description, you will know my nationality. So let's see, what else are you saying? Yeah, I got an ice coffee latte. It's good. It's good. Very good. Have you ever tried eggs and stuff? No. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, this cafe has been around for 3 years. Yeah, that's what she said. Those Swedish legs. Yeah. I don't know. Are my legs very Swedish? How much was the coffee? I think, I didn't even notice. I think 600 yen. So it's a little bit expensive in this area, but that's fine. Oh, thank you, George Lopez, tanning booth funds. Thank you, thank you. That actually reminds me, I should put on some sun lotion. I didn't do that, but I did remember to bring the bottle. So let me put some sun lotion while I'm sitting down here. I don't want to be all red after today, and I plan to be out and shoot for a couple of hours. So after this stream I will probably shoot a couple of 4K videos as well, so that I have a little bit of a buffer for the channel, because now I'm not able to shoot every day since I have a little baby to take care of. So on days with good weather like this, and today we have a babysitter, so today I have some time to shoot. I'm a Mill & Collin fan. Do you know them? Yes, Mill & Collin, that's nostalgic. They were big when I was in high school, or even before that. But yeah, back in the 90s. Are they still around? I've never been a fan myself, but I certainly know them. Certainly know them. Is it officially summer in Japan? No, I don't think so. Official summer in Japan starts after the rainy season, and the rainy season is not really over yet. Okay, there we go. Now I have plenty of sunscreen on my arms and legs. I should maybe put some in my face as well, actually. So, okay, done. Oh wow, looks like I haven't lost too many viewers. Thank you for sticking around with me while I have a coffee break and putting on sunscreen. This would be so cliche, but have you been to the ABBA museum? No, I have not, because I hate ABBA. I think they're awful. I really think they're so bad. So no, I'm not interested in going to the ABBA museum. Oh, thank you, Santosh, for the super chat. Maybe my viewers are starting to enjoy my breaks. Yeah, maybe, I hope so. I'm done soon though, so I will get going soon. 今外国人日本に行けるんですか？行けないです。もし日本に住んでないと国に入れない。日本に住んでる人は入るんですけど、観光客は入れないです。 Have you noticed a wet ground smell when there's rain on the residential areas? Yeah, it's a pretty specific smell during rainy season here in Japan. Are you a fan of the radio department? Yes, I am. I really like the radio department. I took their photos, like their official press photos, when they were like really small, like maybe 15 years ago. And I still know the guys. I bumped into them. That's a long time ago, but they came to Japan and toured a while ago, and I bumped into them accidentally. We were on the same flight from Sweden. Just dropped in. Where is this Roxy building? So we are in, like, just behind Cat Street in Harajuku. So Omotesando is just over there. What's your next destination? So I think I will head down. Do you mean like next destination in this stream, or do you mean my next travel? My next destination on this stream would be like Takeshita Dori and Harajuku, and then heading over to Shinjuku. My next trip, I don't know, but I'm really hoping to be able to go to Europe this summer. I actually booked a ticket. I talked to my Patreon supporters about that. So I booked a flight to go back and see my family that I haven't seen for 2 years. But I'm not sure if I will be able to go. We'll see. How long did it take for you to learn the Japanese language? I think that's also in the FAQ, but I went to a language school for a year, and then I studied on my own. But you will never learn the Japanese language 100%. It's so difficult. 数年前太鼓クラブでラジオデパートメントにいました。そうですか。そうですね。多分その時ですね。その時は偶然で同じフライトスウェーデンから入りました。もともと友達だからすぐ分かりました。Do you watch Travel Man with Richard Ayoade? No, I don't know who that is, but maybe I will check it out. Can you bring Mini Exploring trip back? Technically I could, but I won't. She and my wife will stay here, so it will only be me who goes to Sweden this summer. Okay, done with the coffee, so I will keep on walking now. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I had my little break.休憩してます。でももう終わり。また行きましょう。ごちそうさまでした。ありがとうございます。Fukuoka. You live in Fukuoka. I see. I might be going to Fukuoka again soon. Oishikatta 美味しかったですか？うん、美味しかったです。美味しかったです。I wonder, they're building something new here. Or is this old or new? I'm not sure. This used to be Starbucks, but not anymore. Now it's a Shumu makeup brand. This area mix of business and residential. Yeah, it's one of the more attractive parts to live in Tokyo, and also one of the most expensive parts. But it's also one of the busiest commercial districts in Japan. So we're very close to Harajuku. So here is Omotesando, which is like one of the main luxury shopping streets in Tokyo. Here you go, Omotesando. So also here rents are pretty insane if you want to have a shop. Like you can see, it's all like Chanel, Dior, Hugo Boss and expensive brands. So yeah, very expensive. So Omotesando station is up here, this direction. And this way is Yoyogi Park and Harajuku station. So I will head this direction, but kind of down here and then turn. Let me see. My Okasa wants to know if you are near Setagayaku Yogamachi. That's her old neighborhood. Yes, I live very close to there. I live in Futako Tamagawa, which is only one stop from Yoga. So I'm not sure exactly where Yogamachi is, but I guess it should be close to Yoga Station, which is close to where I live, yes. Little outdoor cafe here actually. Any word on where the state of emergency will be cancelled? So it was supposed to run until the end of this month, but now there's lots of speculation that it will be extended even longer than that. This is also a pretty cool shop, Bookmark. It's a bookstore run by Marc Jacobs. They have lots of like art and design books, which is quite interesting. And here we have another pride of Sweden, Happy Socks. Good. I give Happy Socks thumbs up because they're from Sweden, and I actually like Happy Socks. I'm not wearing Happy Socks today, but I do have plenty of Happy Socks at home. By the way, this is super annoying. My there we go. I'm having a little bit of issues with my second phone here. These are just socks. Pretty much, yeah. They have a few other products than socks, but mainly It's a socks company. My Okasan said you have a good accent, Japanese accent. She thought you were Japanese from Japan. ありがとうございます。日本人ではないんですけど、どうもでした。Is the Monster Cafe still operating? I think I heard somewhere that they closed quite recently, like very recently, like a month ago or something like that. But I'm not sure. Let's go down here. So we are almost reaching the 1 hour mark of this stream. And I haven't used Streamlabs in a long time, but it used to be that whenever you've been streaming for 1 hour, the chat stopped showing up correctly. So let's see if they fixed that bug now. I hope they have, because that was a bit of a pain. Lots of empty shops here. I guess, yeah, they're all victim of the pandemic, I would guess. Stream is nice and smooth. Thank you. Yeah, hasn't been any hiccups so far, right? That's a relief. Considering that I had so much issues the last month. 今日は新幹線乗っていきます。あ、そうですか。どこからどこまでですか? Yeah, unlike the iPhone. Yeah, too bad, but streaming with the iPhone was a big letdown. I gave up eventually. It never really made me happy. I'm so happy that you're answering these in real time. Thank you. Oh, hello, Yari. Welcome. You're up early today. It's before 6 in Finland, isn't it? Let's cross here before it turns red. So, Takeshita Dori. Oh, very windy here. Let me know how my wind filter is working, if it manages to block out the wind. Wasn't too bad. Okay, good to hear. Takeshita is a bit crowded, no? It's the most crowded street so far today. Yeah, the new 14.6 iPhone update. I know. I actually been running that for a while, as I'm part of the beta program. So I've been running it for a while, but I didn't really notice any difference in terms of signal. I don't think I will walk all the way down to... Oh, maybe I should. I think I will let you decide. Should I head through Meiji Jingu and the big forest? Or should I take a more urban route towards towards Shinjuku. You can vote in the chat. You can either vote park or you can vote urban. The first option that gets 5 votes will be the one I go for. Urban, urban, urban. I think urban won. Yeah, definitely urban. Okay, urban it will be. So in that case, I will actually turn here. I'll turn here and head back towards Meiji-dori, the big street. What's this? I've seen this shop before. Obento? Interesting. Hadn't seen that little shop before. Here's actually a elementary school, just 1 block from this super busy shopping area. Kindergarten here, there's a shrine here. That's what I like about Tokyo. There's so many unexpected pockets of peace and quiet. Sometimes surprisingly close to really busy areas. I wonder if those are apartments, or probably must be super expensive. How do you know those complicated roads? Well, this area I've been to. Oh, look, there's a lonely cone hiding in the trees. I wonder if Ray is here. I'm familiar with this area, otherwise I would probably get lost as well. But I do get lost quite often when I stream, so I don't know all the areas. Nice. Nice quiet shrine here. Wow, over 500 people watching now. Nice. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. And to those of you who are new to my channel, please have a look at the video description where there's an FAQ where I answer some of the most common questions. And also, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you like this video and what I do and want to support, I have a Patreon page that you can join. If you do that, you will get access to Patreon only streams that I do about once a month. And you can also get some extra perks depending on your support level. So the link to that is also in the video description. You will also find a link to my Instagram in the video description. So if you want to see what I do, I work as a photographer. That's my main job. So if you want to have a look at some of my photos, you can join me on Instagram. Haven't really posted much on Instagram recently, but that will change soon, hopefully. So yeah, that's enough for the shameless self-promotion. This is a pretty beautiful shrine. And here, if I remember correctly, we have a nice park as well. Nice. What kind of photography do you do? So mostly travel, but before the pandemic, oh, look at this. This lion statue is pretty cool. It looks like very low poly art. It's kind of unusual. I like it. What kind of photography do I do? Yeah, mostly travel these days, but before the pandemic I also did lots of portraits. I was doing like, people could hire me as their tour guide and photographer when they visited Tokyo, or only photographer if that's what they preferred. So I shot lots of families, couples on honeymoons, things like that. So yeah, I like this. This little park is very nice. Again, quite unexpected considering how busy the surrounding streets are here. Little photo here in case I need for the thumbnail. So my iPhone is bought in Japan. That means you can't turn off the shutter sound, and it's so loud and obnoxious. I really dislike that. I usually import all my phones, but yeah, for that reason alone. My Samsung is an imported one. Are Sony cameras cheaper in Japan compared to the States? I don't know how much they are in the States, but they're cheap. Like if you're visiting Japan, then you can do tax-free shopping. So then you get like 10% off, which makes them quite cheap, I think. But I'm not sure how it compares to the US. But with that tax-free, it's at least it's cheaper than what I'm used to in Sweden. But without tax-free, it's not that cheap actually. But also, if you buy, especially Sony and Panasonic cameras, if you buy those in Japan, they will only have Japanese menus, unless you buy an international version. But those are difficult to find and always way more expensive. Other brands like Nikon, Canon, Fuji, they have international menus even if you buy them in Japan. But Sony and Panasonic, for some stupid reason, are very annoying, and if you buy their camera in Japan, you can only use it in Japanese. And yes, maybe someone will point out now in the chat that there are ways around that, and you can hack your camera and install other languages, and you can, but I'm not sure if everybody want to do that and risk the warranty. But there are workarounds, but even I would be reluctant to try and hack the firmware on my new camera that I bought for $4,000. Where are you right now? So this, I don't know what that park is called, but this high-rise building is just next to the entrance of Takeshita Dori. And this big street here, that's Meiji Dori. That's one of the main streets in Tokyo. It goes from Shibuya past Harajuku, and now we're heading towards Shinjuku. It actually goes all the way to Ikebukuro, maybe even further north than that. So it's one of the main streets, main roads here. But I think I want to take a little detour because I don't like walking next to busy roads. So I will try to take a little detour through some more quiet areas. So I'm masked right now, yes. I'm always wearing a mask when I'm outside. setup you're using today looks excellent. Thank you, George Lopez. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Here we have a little map that we can take a look at. So yeah, Kitasando is this way. That's one of the subway stops on the Fukutoshin line. Meiji Jingumaya Harajuku stations this way. Kitasando is the last, like the stop after Kitasando is Shinjuku Sanchome, I believe. So here's you see the Meiji Jingu and Yoyogi Park. So we came from here somewhere, passed through, went down a little bit through this greenery area. That's the one we just passed, and now we'll be heading this way. So here's Sendagaya neighborhood, and then Shinjuku is like here. Tokyo 離れたことありますか？はい、もちろん。日本全国なんか 6県はまだ行ったことないけど、それ以外は全部の県行ったことあります。仕事でよく旅行とかいろいろ行ってます。あ、Turkish embassy is here. I did not know that. Did not know that. This apartment building looks kind of a little bit charming. Reminds me of, I don't know, some beachfront property in Spain or something. Oh, Bernelund. So this is a Danish children's products company. Good to see my fellow Scandinavian companies being represented. Will you head over to Shinjuku Sanchome? I don't really have any plan where to go in Shinjuku once I get there. So any requests are welcome. How many kilometers do you think you're walking today? I don't know, since I will be shooting a few videos after this stream as well, it'll probably add up maybe 15-ish in total today, I would guess. So far I've only walked 7,000 steps, so not that much. I think at the intersection down here I will take a little detour. Is it true that the government is advising citizens not to eat with foreigners due to the pandemic? Not exactly. There was one story that broke a few days ago about a regional municipal office in Ibaraki that issued a warning like that, but it's not like the public policy by the government or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, some stupid people in Ibaraki, which is a pretty shitty place anyway. So yeah, but of course it's very frustrating to hear something like that, and a lot of people got upset with it, so I think they actually withdrew that statement but damage is already done. Okay, Toto, the big street with Isetan. We'll go there for sure. So we are approaching Shinjuku, so I would think I will just walk down one block here instead of walking along the busy main street. I'll walk here. Is this whole thing costing you data? Yes, it is, but I have unlimited data, so the only limit I have is 10 gigs in a day. If I use more than that, speed gets limited. But 10 gigs is usually, unless I'm gonna stream for like 3 hours or more, it should be fine. Across the street here so I can walk in the shade, because it is getting quite hot. So should we maybe head down one more block? So now let's do that. Let's head down one more block here. Isn't stupid politicians an oxymoron? I don't think so. There are lots of smart, intelligent politicians as well, in my opinion. Although they're pretty rare here in Japan, but there's a few, even in Japan. And spamming like cryptocurrency stuff is not really recommended, because that will only get you blocked. Ah, tack Mikael. You're awake early today. Thank you so much. You missed, I had a coffee break not too long ago, but maybe I will have, this is a nice house with a nice garden. I might have another break somewhere soon. Is the stream almost over? Not really. I think I will go for another half an hour at least. Maybe even longer than that. Thank you, Michael Hickey, for the blood moon update. I will check it out if it's clear enough. Like even on small back streets like this, you can find interesting shops and things going on. I don't know exactly what's happening here, but any Patreon stream later? No, I did one a few days ago. What was that? 3 days ago? So I won't do a Patreon stream today. Next one will probably be a couple of weeks from now. Thank you, Ray, for showing up. Better late than never. Always. That's actually a glimpse of the Olympic Stadium down here. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but at the end of this road we actually see the Olympic Stadium down there. I wish I could change to the zoom camera, but on the Samsung I don't have a zoom camera. You want to live in this area? Yeah, I wouldn't mind living in this area either, but it's super expensive. I find a lot of buildings in Tokyo in this red brick style. Oh, like this? 60s, 70s, I think. You don't see many new buildings in that style. But yeah, older buildings. Here's another one. Another one. So yeah, apparently there's a lunar eclipse tonight. I didn't know that myself, but and here you see the Docomo Tower. Docomo, which I no longer use for my streams because they were not reliable enough, despite being the biggest telephone company in Japan. Oh, this is a nice. So many, like the houses here are also. These houses are worth a fortune, or not the houses themselves, but the land. The land they're standing on. It's very, very valuable. So yeah, here would be a very nice place to live, I think, but again, super expensive. Harajuku Hills. Ah, チャンネル登録しましたか？ありがとうございます。You own your home? Yes, we do. Yeah, nice area. It's a good mix, like older houses like this one. Looks pretty old and humble. And this one also looks very old. Yeah. Then next to it you have very new, modern, like this one. You often see that kind of mix here in Tokyo. Yeah, rent can be quite cheap in Tokyo, especially like if you can live small in a small apartment. If you're okay with that, then you can find pretty cheap homes, which is not an option in many other cities, many other major cities, or at least not in Sweden. So you have a very big price range here, and it's actually relatively easy to find something for anyone's budget here in Tokyo. So it's a quite interesting housing market. Let's go down here. Small apartment usually means thin walls. Not necessarily, but well, this is a very interesting house. Yeah, not necessarily, but generally, yeah. I mean, cheaper apartments tend to be built in a very cheap way and have very poor soundproofing. are getting closer to Shinjuku. I think I will take the route via Yoyogi station actually, so I will turn again once I get down to this intersection here. During your years living in Tokyo, have you experienced any crime? No, I don't think so. I lived here for 13 years, but I don't think I've ever been experiencing any crime, no. If I recall correctly, it's considered polite to wear a mask. Yes, that's correct. If you are sick, even before COVID, you would see lots of people wearing masks. Like if they have a cold, or also some people wear it to prevent hay fever during hay fever season. So, yeah. Thank you, Laura, you liked this video. Thank you. I recommend all the rest of you who hasn't liked the video yet to do so. That would help me out a lot. So if you do enjoy it, yeah, clicking the like button is the easiest way to support my channel. How many times do you experience Japanese being rude to you? It happens sometimes, but compared to in other countries that I've been to, I would say that it's relatively rare here. Like, people being rude is not really a problem in Japan. One thing that does annoy me sometimes is the lack of like personal service. Sometimes when you go to shops or restaurants, it almost feels like you're interacting with robots, and that's something that I can miss from Europe actually sometimes. Even if people are a bit more rude in Europe, but at least I feel that it's more common that you also get, you know, a bit of a personalized service. And that's quite rare here in Japan. Also, map check. So we are here. Here's Shinjuku Gyoen, where I won't be going today, but Shinjuku is also down here. Here you have Yoyogi station, and then just a little bit further down this way, there's Shinjuku station. Down here we have the Yoyogi Meiji Jingu park. That's the exit of the park that I would have been coming from if I took the park route. But since I did not, I'm here instead. And I will soon turn towards Yoyogi station. Yeah, in smaller shops and restaurants, the owner can be a bit more personal and chatty. That's true. And often when I travel to like smaller towns in Japan, people are super nice, and you always get this personal level of service, which I enjoy. But here in Tokyo, a lot of shops just employ like part-time workers who don't really care about their job. And also a lot of big chain has very strict manuals as to how their employees are supposed to treat the customers. So that's one of the reasons why I generally prefer not to go to big chains. But more like smaller local shops where you can get a bit more personal service. What else are you saying?今日も結構距離歩きましたね。すごいありがとうございます。そうですね、まあそんなに遠くないけど5キロぐらいかな。 The highest number that has watched my live stream, I think the highest is somewhere in the 900s. I don't think it has ever been over 1,000. Today now it's 600 actually. That's pretty good. The last couple of months my viewership has gone down a little bit because I've been I wasn't streaming so frequently, I guess. But yeah. The audio is detailed. Oh great, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I also felt that my new phone, the Samsung S21 Ultra, has pretty good mics. So I'm very happy to hear that that you appreciate that. So as you can see, there are lots of trains here, and it's because all these are leading towards Shinjuku Station, which we have down there. And yeah, I'm sure you already know this, but Shinjuku Station is the busiest train station in the world. I always forget how many million people use it every day. If it's 2 or 3 million, don't remember, but a lot of people. Probably a little bit less now because of the pandemic, but yeah. I was wondering if they sell Korean brand phones in Japan. Guess they do. Yeah, they do, but the thing is, Samsung phones aren't actually branded Samsung. They're only called Galaxy because of various historical issues. Shinjuku is, yes, busier than Tokyo Station. Tokyo Station is not, like, there are several stations in Tokyo that are actually busier than Tokyo Station. I think both Shibuya and Ikebukuro, I'm not sure about Shibuya, but Ikebukuro is also busier than Tokyo Station. Some renovating going on here. So here's your yogi station. So here we have another map. We are here. So Shibuya-ku, Meiji Jingu Shrine, Yoyogi Parken, Meiji Jingu Gyoen, blah blah blah. And here we have Shinjuku Gyoen down here. We are here. We are going down there to Shinjuku Station. Tomorrow it will be rainy in Tokyo. Okay. Then I'm glad that I'm able to be out and shoot today. Rainy days are not good for shooting. Rainy nights are okay, but rainy days are pretty crappy for shooting. So just waiting for the traffic light to turn green. You couldn't zoom into the stadium because, yeah, so the Samsung phone has 2 zoom lenses, one 3x and one 10x. But those lenses are not supported by the streaming software. The only lenses I can use when I'm streaming is the ultra wide and the regular wide, which is a bit of a bummer, but yeah. We're loving this video. Thank you, Eric Fernandez. That's good to hear. Even though people are loving this video, only less than half of the people currently watching, no, actually more than half, but about half of the people currently watching has liked the video. So there's still a bit of room for improvement. So if you haven't already, please consider liking the video. That will make my day. And that will also help more people find my channel. Of course, if you don't like this video, then, I mean, if you think the video sucks, then yeah, you shouldn't click the like button. But if you do like it, clicking the like button is a great way to help me out. Here's the subway Yoyogi station. That's the Uedo line, I think. I think that's the only line. Yeah, the only subway line here, Uedo line. So I actually also thought that that building is the head office for Docomo, but when I said that in a previous stream, someone angrily commented that it's not the head office for NTT Docomo. It's just one of their offices. So it's not actually their head office. What does more likes do? So more likes helps with the YouTube algorithm. So the more people liking this video, the more likely YouTube is to show this video to people who has not yet found my channel. So that's why it's good to click the like button. Have you ever been sick while in Japan and went to the doctor? Oh, a couple of times, but usually, like so far, I haven't really been seriously ill here in Japan. There was this time like a little over a month ago when I suddenly got very high fever and I thought it was corona, and I went to the doctor. That's like one of the few times actually. Other than that, like if I'm just having a cold or the flu, I don't really go to the doctor. I just stay home and rest. And if it gets like, if it was something more seriously, then I would consider going to the doctor. But yeah, I don't really get, like lots of Japanese people, they go to the doctor when they have a cold. I just don't really see the point. It's just a cold. Just rest a few days and it will cure. Oh, here's the romance car. That's the train that runs between Shinjuku and Hakone. Hakone is a very nice little town in the mountains west of Tokyo. Hope to be able to go there soon. It's been a while. It's been a while. So we are approaching Shinjuku station. I don't know if it's to test for the flu that they go to the doctor. Maybe if they need some sort of note from the doctor. That would make sense. That would make sense. he is in virtual tour guide mode today. Haha, yeah, maybe. Do you like that? Is that a good thing? Is that a good mode for me to be in? Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you for the super chats. Does this station also have an AI Sakura terminal? I'm not sure about what that is, to be honest. So I don't know. Yeah, Shake Shack. There's plenty of Shake Shack in Tokyo. They're quite popular here. You're always a great guide. Me and Lemmy from Japan channel look up to you. Thank you, Tokyo Paul. Thank you. Having you be the tour guide, hope to see what there's to visit. So I've been thinking about doing a series that are more like guided tours. Like now my streams are usually just me kind of randomly walking around without any clear purpose. So I've been thinking about doing a few more plan ahead and do a bit of virtual tour kind of videos. So if that's something you would like, please let me know, and I will probably be more motivated to make that kind of videos. Yeah, the view from here is quite nice. The view from here is quite nice. Yeah, I don't know if I do those virtual tours. I'm not sure if they would be streams actually. Maybe it would make more sense to do it as 4K videos to have the highest possible quality, and also since it would be planned ahead and a little bit more kind of, you know, with my streams, then there's always a bunch of questions in the chat and whatnot, which is fun for those of you who are watching the live, but maybe not so interesting for someone who is looking for a video which is like a guided tour of Shinjuku. They don't want to hear me talk about what I had for dinner last night or how my daughter is doing. So, you know, as a kind of slightly different kind of video, I'm thinking about doing those tours. Why not do both? Of course. I'm not gonna stop doing streams. Doing these streams is like that's my hobby that I will always keep on doing. Sorry, I'm just snapping some photos around here. Since I know that I will need a thumbnail for this video. So, ここ新宿駅です。I want to see your face. Then you have to join me on Patreon, because that's the only place where I show my face. How to get Japanese citizenship? I think Google can answer that question better than me, because I don't have Japanese citizenship. But you need to have lived here for a couple of years, and you need to be able to prove that you've paid your taxes and behaved well. What are your thoughts about working environment in Japan? So I never really had like a normal job in Japan or elsewhere. I've always been self-employed, and one of the reasons is because it seems pretty stressful to be employed in Japan, especially in Japan. Yeah, working conditions don't seem great, but of course there's like great companies in Japan for sure with nice working conditions, but like the average standard is pretty low, I think. At least when I hear my friends who are employed talk about their situation. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy being self-employed. Wasn't your popular Enoshima guided tour? So I have two versions of the Enoshima video actually, and the one that is popular is just a silent walk. But then I do have a guided tour version of that video as well, where I kind of talk a little bit more and explain things. So yeah, I've tried that concept before, but then I got so hooked on live streaming, and that's all I've been doing now. What do you do in Japan? I'm a photographer. Read the FAQ, which is linked in the video description if you want to know more. If you use Google Translate, there will be no language problems. Google Translate はあんまりうまく日本語と英語に翻訳できない。だから残念ながら language problems はまだあります。Which YouTube content creators move to Japan and live there long term? As long as you can show that you have a stable source of income, it might be possible, but generally I think it might be difficult unless you have like a company supporting you. Could be your own company. If you have a company doing these things and then you pay yourself a salary, then yeah, I think you can get a visa as a streamer here. But if you're just trying to do it as an individual, it might be a little bit more difficult. But I don't really know. And these things keeps changing. So do you think Japan should go ahead with the Olympics? No. I am a very strong opponent to the Olympics, so I really don't think Japan should have the Olympics. No. Love the quality of this video. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Once had to employ Japanese people to be on a self-employed visa. No, I think you're mixing it up with the investor visa. But you don't need to employ people for that. You need to have either 5 million yen in capital for your company or employ 2 Japanese people in order to get the investor's visa. But if you have 5 million yen in capital that you can invest in a company, then that should be enough to get you an investor's visa. So, これは新宿駅でございます。No, 5 million yen is about $50,000. So, it's not, I don't know, depending on your perspective, it might be a lot or it may not be a lot. And that money that you invest in the company can be used to pay your own salary. So it's, you know, it's not money that you're paying and never see again. It's actually money that you're using in your company, either to buy equipment or to pay yourself a salary or whatever. So yeah, it's, to some people it might be a viable option if you want to move to Japan and if you want to start your own business. depends a lot on the type of business. If 5 million yen is enough to sustainably run the business or not. If you're just planning to do like YouTube and you don't need lots of capital investments, then it should be enough. Basically, yeah, to get a visa you need to have a job, or you need to show that you have a stable source of income, which usually means a job. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, someone wanted me to go down to Isetown, so I guess I will do that before I end this stream. So just snapping a few more screenshots here. Good night, Marvin. Thanks for stopping by today. Yes, Toto. I will head down to that street and I will probably end the stream there. It's been 2 hours today. I think that's my longest stream in quite some while. And I'm so relieved that it's been pretty smooth and stable so far, considering how much technical issues we've been having recently. Let's take this way. Wonder how much data that is. Let's see if we can check that already. It doesn't really update in real time though, but let's see if I can see how much data I've used so far today. No, it's not updated at all. It's not updated at all. It's usually like a few hours of delay. Shinjuku tourist information. This is quite new as well. This building, this entire area, this bridge used to be like a construction zone for so long. Like basically since I came to Japan 13 years ago until like maybe a year or 2 years ago, they finally kind of completed it. But yeah, let me get a few more potential yeah, it took them forever to finalize this area, but now it's relatively done, I think. streets look the same. Yeah, this Taito station is still... No, this is new though. This Mega Don Quixote here opened relatively recently. But yeah, what kind of place is Greenpeace? I think that's a pachinko shop. Have you thought about doing tours on Airbnb when things open back up? Yeah, I mean, I was doing tours before the pandemic. Not on Airbnb, but through my own website. So if you're on Patreon, I don't mind sending you the link, but I only reveal my identity to my Patreon supporters. So if you want to know more about the services I was doing, my website is still up, so I'll be happy to share it with you, but it's impossible to share that without revealing my identity, so I don't want to do it here. So let me check. Yeah, that donkey is not super new. It's like, yeah, a couple of years ago since it's opened. Yeah, maybe once travel opens up again to Japan, if I'm still here at that time, I might share a little bit more information about it on my my channel. I'll consider it. And I'm also kind of considering to do private live walks, private tours. Now that no one can travel here. So I mean, I do my live streams, which are free for anyone to join, and a lot of you seem to enjoy these streams, but maybe there's some of you who would like to hire me for a couple of hours or half a day, and then I can walk exactly where you want me to walk. So if you think that sounds interesting, you can contact me via email. My email address is available through the contact my channel page here on YouTube. You can find my email address. So I've actually been asked about that by a few different people and companies. And I think it's kind of interesting. It's not for everyone, because it would be a little bit expensive, but to some people it might be worth it. Would you be up for a bar crawl? I wouldn't mind, but the problem is to stream inside shops, to stream inside bars would be a challenge. So it's not really ideal, even though I like the idea and I think it would be a lot of fun, but in practice it would be a little bit difficult to do, because you know, if I go into a bar like this with my phone and I'm streaming, people don't know if it's one person watching or 100 people watching, and that can make some people uncomfortable. So that's the problem. So I will head down here to Isetan, and I think I will actually end the stream at the crossing down here, because it's been 2 hours. I'm getting hungry. And I need to shoot a few more videos today. Need to make the most out of this nice weather today. Make a route or a talk via Discord. What I'm thinking is more like this, what I'm doing now, but through a private link and only available to one person. Or we could be connected via some sort of video chat as well while doing the walk. It's really quite flexible. Hey Olive. Better late than never. Yeah, I've been walking for 2 hours now. So I'm about to wrap things up, but good that you managed to stop by at least for a little bit. What's for lunch? I don't know. I don't think ramen. I think I want something cold today because it's pretty warm. So ramen is more like, I don't know. I don't like to eat that kind of hot and greasy food when I'm sweaty. Let's head down one more block this way. Stream your lunch. Nah, I did that on my Patreon only stream a few days ago. I do stream my meals sometimes, but it's actually pretty difficult to eat and stream at the same time. Thank you, Terry Speed. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Appreciate it. Melody Matilda, I was wondering if that would work for having people in multiple locations. Yeah, it shouldn't be so difficult, even if you're in different locations. Depends on how many people it would be, but today setting up, a group chat or just a Zoom chat or whatever, it's pretty easy. So it's definitely doable. You find yourself eating more Japanese or Western? Mostly Japanese. I like Japanese food a lot, so even though I know that usually when I stream I often eat like hamburgers, yeah, I actually prefer Japanese food, so that's what I eat the most. Get yourself some natto and kimchi. Yeah, I guess I should. But Fungus isn't here right now, so if I do it, I definitely need him to watch. So here is Isetan. I don't remember who it was who asked for it, but now you have Isetan. Fungus is joining every now and then. Still quite frequent visitor in my chats. I see him often, but just not today, I guess. Oh, it's sunny here, so I think I will wave goodbye in the shade. Actually, I will head back to the shade. But yeah, thanks a lot everyone who watched today and joined me. It was a good stream, a good walk. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And yeah, as always, I will see you all soon again. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye and mata ne. Heido. See you next time. Bye.